Shalom, this is Yehudi Goldfarb from Tzfat, counting the 48th day of the Omer with movements from the Otiyot Hayyot system. I'm here above the Tzfat cemetery with Tzfat, the city, in the background. Came for a yahrzeit acknowledgement for a dear friend. And I felt Yesod Malchut, the 48th day, which is 6 weeks and 6 days of the Omer. That the cemetery maybe was a really good place. The foundation of relationship in some way rests with how we are able to go beyond the presence of a person to their deepness of their soul, many levels of soul, and beyond this lifetime. And that connection can not be broken if we choose to make it unbroken. And Malchut is the place that we return to, literally in terms of the earth. And there's a strong grounding, I think, of what the holiness of our relationships can be when someone transitions to the next world for whatever reason. So I wanted to do the movements here. It's hard to see because I'm filming into the sun, but the colors I'm wearing, again, the brown skirt for Malchut and a combination of reds and pinks for the day of the week, Yesod, the Friday. Each Friday is Yesod, and that's my scarf, has reds and pinks. And the movements that I do, I'm on a hillside. I'm going to try it right here, though, so that I don't get too many more stickers in the bushes here. I have my feet shoulder width apart already. And the movement that I've been doing for Malchut, the acknowledgement of Malchut, is God's presence, God breathing us. Each breath we take is a breath from Hashem. We are inspired Hashem in each moment. As I say over and over again, we cannot hold our breath and kill ourselves. Hashem will breathe us as long as we're meant to be alive. So let's do a few of those. My knees are slightly bent. I'm working on trying to get my shoulders more even. I noticed with the videos that some things in my posture I have to work on. So it's been helpful that way on the physical plane, and Malchut is very much about the physical, grounded, actualizing in this world, in this place of duality, how to keep our center, how to be aligned with Hashem in a way that we know our own sovereignty, our own sense of selfhood as a servant of Hashem, and the kingship that King David took on and is a message for, I think, is one of being a channel, not a place of power in the sense of over other people, but a channel, a servant of Hashem to give over and help people be in touch with God's will. That's how I see Malchut. Yesod is the foundation of that, is how communication and connection and clearing out any blockages in our bonding with other people is so important, so that our message, our who we are and what we are in the world, can manifest clearly and in a holy way that helps heal the world and helps fulfill God's mission for us. So Malchut is palms face backward. The elbows are also slightly bent. Knees slightly bent, a string holding you up from above, and the earth supporting you from below. And being breathed, waiting for the breath. Malchut also has a lot to do with the earth, and it feels very good to be in a field below Sfat, looking at Mount Meron, a very solid piece of earth that I'm blessed with seeing from my house every day. And the butterflies going to the plants, and the wind blowing, all this physical reality that is so incredible and inspiring. It's Hashem's gift to us, communication with us. So I want to bless us from the beginning here of clearing out our communication with Hashem. Keep those avenues open so you can talk at any time to Hashem, and also listen for the answer. Listen deeply, because Hashem is always with us and speaking to us at every moment, very present. Yesod is connectedness. It's the Shuruk. I bend my head, sense of humility, and the spine is the long part of the Vav, and the dot in the middle is the Shuruk. So I make a dot in front of my chest, in front of my heart, with my head bent, and I go, ooh, lifting my head, connecting. Ooh. Hopefully connecting from a place of truth and peace. Ooh. Ooh. And one more practice here. Ooh. So I'm going to do the combinations 3 times for each of the dimensions that my soul lives in while I'm in this plane. The physical dimension that has to do with everything in terms of acting in this world and interacting with this world in a very Gashmi way, in a very physical, material way. It's how we keep ourselves alive. And then the Ruach level, which has to do with community. My community here in Sfat supports me in so many ways in terms of community support for each other and friendships and the depth of the pathway that each of us commits to, which really goes up to, that's the Ruach level, and the Shama level, which has to do with the intellect and understanding and being able to notice and be aware and raise our consciousness higher and higher so that we are able to purify ourselves, to get rid of those, notice the blockages, notice the deficits, as Rabbi Hoffman teaches regularly in the class I go to. Notice what they are, work with them, see them as a challenge and an opportunity. So each of these days of Sefirot is a challenge and an opportunity, and we're now on the 48th day. I also want to acknowledge that this day in 1978, that's 44 years ago, I gave birth to my son, Yeshaya Simcha, Ben Ruvain HaKohen, V'Yehudit. And he's been a blessing to the world, and his name, which is saving